welcome to Billy's Books. Today we're going to do Shadow of a Sith, The Adventures of Lando and Luke. Hello, welcome to Billy's Books. Today we're going to do a brand new Star Wars novel. I just got it from the library. Thank you, library. And it's The Adventures of Lando and Luke. It's in between episodes 6 and 7. And the Empire, whatever, is crumbling / growing, one or the other. It's never clear in this area whether it's defeated or growing. We find out in this book, so it's already before episode 7 that we learn in this book that the Emperor is indeed not dead. Now, of course, we didn't really learn that until the episode 9, so it's weird that they would reveal it this early, but there you are, or at least... and he's sending his latest flunky, Oshi or Ochi, I'm not sure which, Oshi or Ochi of Bestoon, and he is sent to kidnap this little girl. This little girl is named Rey, and she is with her parents, and we get to meet Rey's parents, who are running away from Jakku for various reasons, and they are being chased by Ochi of Bestoon. We don't know why, though I have a suspicion you know why. This is an interesting parallel, and Lando gets involved because it turns out 5 or 6 years or so before this book, his own daughter got kidnapped, and he has been trying to capture her ever since, and racing all over the galaxy trying to find clues, and he is getting tired and discouraged and running out of options. And this thing, he felt like there was a connection. He overheard it in a bar somewhere, some people talking, and he thought it was an interesting similarity. And they also, when they were into that bar that he overheard, they mentioned Exegol, which is that Sith homeworld that is mysteriously shrouded. It's not on the maps anywhere. You need to find Exegol, you need a Sith wayfinder. And there are wayfinders, and there are pathfinders, and there are holocrons, all of which do similar things but are at different levels of technology. They talk about that a lot. Meanwhile, we're also following a Luke story who is also doing detective work. He has been looking for Sith things himself because he feels they might be coming back, which is creeping him out. Lando overhears that too. The Sith are not dead, and he freaks out. So he, of course, wants to tell Luke that. And Luke's like, yeah, well, I'm actually chasing down various Sith objects, and he ends up at this one archaeological dig where they find one. And this really arrogant archaeologist, Miko Haswell, just stumbles upon it, and he's arrogant, and he thinks he deserves more. Because he's older and not more mature, but more experienced, and yet all these youngins are coming up, and he resents them. And all these thoughts are going through his mind when he finds this red something or other, shard or crystal, or he's not really quite sure what, and he becomes really possessed, and it messes, and it doesn't go well. He sort of treats it like he's precious, and he wants to hold on to it. And it was a red kyber crystal, which means it's somewhere along the line the Sith bled the crystal, whatever that means. So Luke Skywalker comes in he sees that this archaeologist is possessed by a Sith, and even though this possessed guy is trying to kill him, Luke is, of course, being a proper Jedi and being defensive, and he has compassion for this guy who's attacking him. This is why I love Luke Skywalker. He actually has that full compassion for other people, even when they're trying to kill him. God bless him. Force bless him. Yes, so another interesting thing that gives us clues to the movies in the future, are Rey's dad, Dathan. His mother is named Miramar, which I think is interesting. Since Mira is, unlike the word mirror, meaning to see, and of course, I can't help but think of the scene in episode 8 where she descends into darkness and ends up going to that. Rey ends up going and finding just all those mirrors that show that her parents are her. Okay, whatever. It just said, I'm not telling you any answers, do-do-do, because it's episode 8. Anyway, Rey's dad, Dathan, or Dathan, who knows, he is not a clone, but he is some sort of unique genetic construct. Ochi, or Oshi of Bestun, has the saber of Darth Noctis, which is actually, it's actually an actual metal saber. It possesses its possessor. Like those shards that the archaeologist found, a full saber of Darth Noctis, basically if you hold the saber, Darth Noctis is going to occupy you and take you over and get you to try to kill Luke Skywalker. That's not an easy task. Luke Skywalker's badass, so don't try it. You're going to lose. Or at least, come to a draw. But anyway, Luke is a sensitive viewer. So anyway, let's get back to the Lando and Luke. Of course, Luke and Lando finally team up, and they have adventures and stuff. You know, Luke is portrayed as, you know, an easygoing but serious, but with a lot of compassion. He kind of laughs at Lando. He kind of laughs at R2-D2 and stuff like that. With these affectionate laughs that shows that he just loves him. Meanwhile, Lando is like probably 10 years older than Luke, who's already getting old. So Lando is becoming an old man, and he feels it in his bones. And part of the writing is really going into everybody's mind. But when they go into Lando's mind, it's all about, man, I'm tired and I'm old and I can't find my daughter, and he's just. And then, like, when he has to sit down on the floor or something in some instance because there's some people sitting on the floor instead of in chairs, he has to sort of creakily bend down there and work his way into crossing his legs and all this stuff. And they also make him almost like comic relief, a little bit bumbling, and as well as vain with his, you know, mustaches, his slick mustache, slick hair, and capes and all. They do the vain thing. So I guess the fact that he's vain gives the writer license to let the one black guy in Star Wars be kind of bumbling. That just makes me a little worried, a little nervous. But it is a rounded sort of portrayal, not just that he's bumbling, but he's also, you know, once he actually gets in some action, he's like, ooh, this feels good, because the adrenaline surging through his old bones. He feels good, and he feels like he's being useful again. So that's cool. So we've got the he's old, he's sad, and bumbling, and I guess that rounds him out. I don't know. Anyway, I'm being very vague about the plot. That's my specialty. I would say that The Shadow of the Sith is pretty interesting. It's certainly meant to fill in gaps between the movies. So, Adam Christopher isn't a bad writer. I don't even think he's that great a writer, but, you know, it's a book. It's a Star Wars book. It fills in the gaps. It has some adventures. It tells you interesting things. We always learn new things. So, and you know, it's a lot of swashbuckling and chasing families and stuff, and compassion for the fellow man, and of course the hatred and the dark side and all that good stuff. So, I don't know. I'm going to give it a maybe. If you can't do, review.